sometimes I just sit there and I'm like, I feel bad for my younger self. Like, that's a big one, like, that I've seen happen. I've been through, like, all of this stuff. Like, in my years of secondary school, people think being dropped or dropping friends is the end of the world. It really isn't. I feel like that's the best way to work on, like, your body image. Stop telling yourself negative things. People need to hear this piece of advice. Like, the only person that you had was yourself. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, make sure to like, comment and subscribe, and I'm back with another video. I've actually not done a video for like 10 days now. Didn't have a video to do, and also I've had a lot going on, so like, sorry. But I am back. I'm doing a girl talk part 2, and this was originally supposed to be a get ready with me plus girl talk. As you can see, I've just got ready. I filmed it, but like there was issues during it, and I was like, you know what, let's just do it again. Let's just do it as an actual girl talk. So this isn't going to be a get ready with me. This is just a chill talk to you guys, girl talk. And I made a drink. I made a really nice drink. This isn't alcohol or nothing like that, guys. As for the questions, obviously I did this girl talk before. I'm making it more realistic this time. It was realistic obviously then, but these are just questions, like everyday questions that people might need. Like, some people don't have older sisters to talk to, or maybe they do have an older sister that doesn't live with them. Maybe they have an older sister but they're just not close. Maybe they don't have friends that are close. So that's why I'm here to, like, obviously tell you guys about these girl talk questions and give you advice, realistic advice, like based on my experiences. First question is how to be okay alone. Some people really, I feel like a lot of people really feel like being alone's like really bad. To be honest, last year or the year before, last year, start of last year though, I would have probably been like, being alone, like why do I want to be alone? Like, I want to be around lots of people and like not ever be alone. Like, I feel like lots of people just keep on thinking like being alone's really bad, and it's like really not. Like, I feel like people need to hear this piece of advice. Like, before anyone else came into your life, like before you found your best friend, group of friends, stuff like that, before any of that, the only person that you had was yourself, obviously. Like, from day one to now, like, yourself has just been there for yourself. So I feel like people need to stop thinking being alone is so bad. Like, you're treating yourself so badly, being like, why would I want to be by myself? Why would I want to be with myself? Like, if you don't want to be with yourself, who else is going to want to be with, like, you? People aren't going to be around you if you can't even stand being around yourself. Do you get what I mean? Like, I feel like people just overlook being alone. Like, you have to actually just like kind of start seeing it from a better angle. During things like all your friends have dropped you, or you've dropped all your toxic friends, stuff like that, the only person that was actually there for you, maybe there's other people that was there for you, but the person that was always there for you, like non-stop, was you. Like, there's not been a time you've not been there for yourself, because obviously you've been the one to see it, go through it. So people need to start realising spending time by yourself isn't a bad thing. I feel like you just really need to start understanding yourself. Spend lots of time just by yourself. Don't be there thinking, oh yeah, I need lots of people to have a good time. Like, spend time by yourself, watch movies, do journaling if that's what you do. Like, just spend time by yourself, do a hobby for you, do stuff for you. Like, you don't always need to evolve your like life around like other people to have a good time or to like be okay. Like, it's okay to actually just have yourself. Like, for me, I'm such an alone person. Like, I just like being in my own like space. Like, I don't like being around lots of people all the time. Like, I just prefer being by myself. Like, I barely like going out anymore. Like, I just prefer to stay with myself. Like, I do go out obviously, but like I just prefer being by myself. Next is body image. This is just like body image. Like, I feel like obviously a lot of people, like lots of teenagers, lots of people my age, feel like that's such a big thing. Like, oh yeah, thinking they need to be perfect, or not too fat, not too skinny. And obviously some people see themselves as too skinny or too fat, or this, that. I feel like the only way to get over like really bad negative body image is to just start like telling yourself you look good, you're beautiful and stuff like that. Because I heard that from someone once and I was like, that is actually quite true. Like if you're telling yourself every morning, if you're waking up and looking in the mirror going, why do I look like that, why do I look like that, like as much as you might think it's not that deep, you're actually literally just telling yourself I look actually disgusting every day, even though maybe you might actually know deep down or think you look so bad all the time. Stop telling yourself it, because that's just like someone telling you it. That's just like you telling someone that they're fat every single day. Obviously they're gonna start to believe it, obviously they're gonna like have issues, but you're telling yourself that. Like, why are you being so horrible to yourself? Like, I feel like even though you might think you're fat or you're too skinny, don't keep on telling yourself it. I feel like that's the best way to work on like your body image. Stop telling yourself negative things. Start telling yourself, oh my gosh, I'm beautiful. Even if you don't believe it, you'll start to believe it. And you are beautiful, so you'll start to believe it the more you keep on telling yourself it. Like if you tell someone, oh yeah, you're gorgeous every day, they're gonna think they're gorgeous, they're gonna know they're gorgeous. So just, I feel like the biggest stress for people is telling themselves bad things that they start to believe. So yeah. How to realistically deal with being dropped or dropping all your friends. I can genuinely sit here and give advice on that one from like today till tomorrow. Like, that's a big one, like, that I've seen happen. I've been through like all of this stuff. Like in my years of secondary school up till now, I have dropped so many people that I feel like are toxic. Like I will literally wake up and be like, look, I can't lie, I've seen so many sides of this person, I don't like them, they're not my friend, I'll just cut them off completely. And it'll get to the point where I've cut off my whole friendship group. So the way to deal with that, or let's say you've been dropped, like I feel like this happens so much with girls. One person will decide to drop someone and then obviously everyone's gonna sheep and copy that person. My best tip of advice is to just not beg it at all. Like once you've been dropped, realistically, I feel like this is what I've told one of my friends several times, that I feel like if you've been dropped once, if they take you back, it's only going to go worse from there. I've seen that happen. Like, it's only going to go worse from there. So if you've been dropped once already by that group of people, you've just got to just plan ahead. Like, stop thinking in the past, oh yeah, if I did this, would I have been dropped? Oh yeah, maybe I should ask them to be my friend again. Like, stop doing all of that. If you got dropped, you got dropped for a reason to them, not a reason to you. So not a reason of like you've done something to deserve to be dropped, but in their head they've dropped you for their sort of reason that might make sense or might not make sense. Either way, you've been dropped. So you have to just literally get over it, just start moving on. You can't keep on, after a day of being dropped, yeah, it's sad or whatever, but you've been dropped. So you've got, when the thing is, when you have no friends, you genuinely need to, that's what I mean with like, it's okay to be alone. You need to just start like spending time with yourself. I feel like people are so embarrassed to walk around school, walk around by themselves. Like, there's nothing at all wrong with it at all. Like, I don't get why people get so embarrassed. Like, I think it's just the UK, because in America, whenever I watch movies, people like walk around by themselves, go sit down on a bench and like spend their break and lunch by themselves. And I'm like, it's not even that deep. Like, I feel like everyone has just proper like lived up to this idea of like they're alone. Like, I'm sorry, but it's literally just so much better than like being with, any day, I will say this again and again, any day, I'd rather be by myself than be with a group of people that are proper fake, that talk about each other, that hate each other but act like they don't, that talk about me. I'd rather be by myself. So people need to stop thinking being by themselves is a bad thing. If you've been dropped, I know it's sad, but all you can do is move on. So spend time by yourself. I feel like when a group of girls see that you're doing good by yourself, like you don't actually need them, because you'll start to realise, I don't actually need them, I'm literally happy. I'm just like I feel like it's all made up in your head. Like, you just start thinking, oh yeah, what am I gonna do? I've got no friends whatsoever. But realistically, you've got yourself. So what is the actual issue here? You felt more alone in that friendship group. You felt more alone in a group of people than you feel now. So you'd rather be by yourself than feel alone but not actually alone. I'm not actually good at giving advice, but like I'm trying. So obviously recently I got into like this massive thing with a group of girls. Actually, it happened with one girl, but other girls just don't know how to mind their business, to be honest. And obviously I still have my friendship group, like consisting with boys and girls. So I've still got my friendship group, but like I feel like people think being dropped or dropping friends is the end of the world. It really isn't. And I feel like one thing that is so important is when you get dropped, for example, when they see that you're happy being alone, they will come back to you so quick, because what they want is for you to act all sad and be like, please just take me back, can we sort this out? And then they'll be like, no, like they'll just continue doing it. But honestly, this is the best advice I could ever give. When people see you're being alone, when people see you're okay with being alone and you're happy with being alone, they will come back to you. And you have to just make that decision in you. Am I actually going to go back to that friendship group that dropped me, like made me feel at my lowest, and now that they see that I'm happy by myself, they want to come ruin it again? Like, I just feel like you need to stop asking and begging to go back to how it was. Just like move on, see the future, focus on yourself. I feel like when someone gets dropped, every single time, it's always an opportunity to focus on yourself, because I feel like no one actually paid attention to like things they needed to do. Maybe if it means that, oh yeah, get closer to God. Maybe if it means like, oh yeah, like do like get better in school or something. I feel like you realise that when you're alone. How to actually be more approachable and talk to people. I can't even sit here and be like I've been someone that's been so shy. Like I've never actually, like for the longest time, I've never actually been someone that's been like very shy. Like I'm just so outgoing. Like I can be shy inside of me, but like I just end up being outgoing and speaking and stuff. I feel like it's just kind of like all up in your way. I feel like it's all up in your head. Like, I feel like the majority of stuff that happens to you and you think all the time is just built up in your head. Like, you've created it and you believe it. So I feel like anyone can step out of their comfort zone and not be shy. Like, I don't think it's... I just think it's built up in your head. Like, fair enough if you're genuinely someone that's shy, but I do feel like you can always like leave that comfort zone. Like I feel like because you're so used to being shy, sticking to yourself, not even being able to say hello to people, you're just gonna begin to like be like, you know what, there's no point trying. Like I feel like you just have to tell yourself, look, it's at the end of the day, is it that deep? In 10 years, am I going to remember this? Am I going to remember this moment? Am I going to like deep this moment? Is it going to affect me? That's like my type of mindset. So if you're about to like say hi to someone and be like, hi, you all right? Start a conversation and you're scared, like, because I know some people that are like really scared and I'm like, why are you so scared? But like, obviously you can't blame them. They just are so scared in general. They're just shy. You just have to tell yourself, because this is just me in general, I'm just like no, to be honest, I don't really think before even like doing it. I'm just like, you know what, it is what it is, I've just done it. Like I feel like the best way to like be more approachable and like talk to people and stop being shy is to just do it. If you're about to walk up to someone, just be like, look, when I'm married in the future, when I have kids, when I'm living in my own house, stuff like that, am I actually going to be thinking about this moment? In the next week, am I going to think about this moment? No. So just go up to someone and be like, hi, you all right? Or something. Or if you need to ask a teacher for something in lesson and you're embarrassed to put up your hand, just do it. Like, I'll be so honest, the amount of shyness that you've built up in your head and been like, oh yeah, if I do this, people are going to think I'm weird, or like if I do this I'm going to get really embarrassed. Like no one even cares, no one notices it. But I feel like when you show you're shy, people then like notice it even more, if you get what I mean. So you kind of just have to fake it till you make it. You kind of just have to fake, like, no, you kind of just have to like go along with not being shy till you actually become not shy, if you get what I mean. How to actually smell good all the time. So much people need this advice, to be honest. Like, I'm just gonna be so real. Like, there's some people that you walk past every day and you're like, or not even every day, there's some people that you walk past on a daily, any random day, and you like smell them so good, and you're just like you look back and you're like, that person smells good. Like, that's happened to so many people. Like, I've done that before. Like, I'll walk past someone and I'll smell someone, they smell really good. There's also times when you walk past someone and you smell BO, or like you just smell straight up like it just doesn't smell nice. Those people, I genuinely feel bad, and I'm just like, do they know they actually smell? That's the thing. Like, I feel like they just don't know. So I genuinely just say, make sure you're actually washing yourself and actually using deodorant every day. Use roll-on and then use spray deodorant, then use sprays on you like after you've done all of that, because I feel like some people just don't realise it. And like, I feel like if you've got a friend that smells, you should really tell them, to be honest, because I feel like lots of people just don't tell their friends, and that's so mean. Like, you've got to just tell your friend at the end of the day. How do you actually get the courage to start a YouTube channel? I can't even be bothered. This question just comes up sometimes and I'm like, you just have to do it. You just have to go with what your mind says. Like, when I first started, I never even got bullied. Like, people just, it's all in your head, to be honest. Like, people just sit there and are like, oh my days, if I do this, I'm going to get bullied. Like, why are you revolving a life choice you want to make around other people's opinions? That's what people just need to stop doing. Like, I was kind of scared. Yeah, like, honestly, I'll be real. Like, I was scared. I was like, but like, it was a really impulsive decision. I was like, okay, but I want to do it. So at the end of the day, I feel like, especially with a YouTube channel, if you don't like what I'm doing, why are you watching it? Like, it's just embarrassing for other people to make fun of something you're doing, but they're sat there watching it 24/7. In school, like, obviously, like, when I first started, people like brought it up, but it wasn't a thing of like bullying or nothing. It was just like as a joke to them, but I was just like, yeah. Like, it's not even bad though. Like, I feel like people overreact it. Like, bringing it up isn't even bad. You've started it. Obviously, people are going to talk about it. But then it gets to a point, like, if people see you're embarrassed about it, then they'll talk about it more. But if you're not embarrassed about it, then you won't have a problem with people talking about it. If it gets to the point where people are talking about it 24/7, that just shows they're straight up obsessed with it. So those are the people that you should be like, why are you so obsessed with what I'm doing with my life? You've just got to kind of like, just be like, you know what, realistically, these people, and I mean realistically, these people in 20 years, they're not going to be talking about your YouTube. You're not going to be thinking about them. If you've got really good at YouTube and you've grown on YouTube and stuff, their opinions aren't going to do anything to you. If you like what you're doing, you should not worry about what anyone else thinks. So you've just got to kind of do what you want to do. There's tonic water in that, and like, it's like overpowered the drink, and that's all I can taste. Advice for your younger self. Okay, I'm just going to say this straight up. I'd say don't feel like you need to grow up too fast at all. Like, I feel like this generation has made everyone like proper brainwash. So many people think being a kid is like not okay now. Like, before the teenager or even teenager stage, like, if you think something's cringy, you're just having a laugh, you find everything funny at that age, allow yourself to have a laugh all the time. Like, don't be like, no, if people are like, that's weird, that's cringy, like, okay, let it be cringy. Like, I feel like everyone's just so straight up and like uptight about stuff. Like, why can't you just allow yourself to joke around and be funny and stuff? Like, people are just like, no, that's so childish. Like, okay, let it be childish. What is wrong with that? Know your worth. Don't let people put you down. Like, that is so, like, sometimes I just sit there and I'm like, I feel bad for my younger self. Like, why did I like beat myself up about stuff so bad? Why was I like, I'm not good enough at this? Like, I just sit there and I'm like, you've just got to think to yourself before like anything happens. You've got to think, you're literally doing this to a younger child. Like, you're literally sat here like like, before you tell yourself you're not good enough, you're fat, you're ugly, you're too skinny, stuff like that, think about the younger you and be like, you're literally telling the younger you that they're fat, they're ugly. Like, why would you want to tell a little kid that? Like, just think about what you're saying to yourself, because I feel like the power of what you're saying to yourself is more effective than what people tell you. Like, you're telling yourself you're not good enough, like, you're gonna believe that. You're gonna be like, yeah, I'm never good enough. Like, you've got to tell yourself positive things. Like, that's just my advice to my younger self. I don't know how this girl talk went. For some reason, it was 10 times harder than doing my other girl talk. Like, I couldn't answer questions properly. Like, I don't know what was wrong, but this was 10 times harder. So that's really concerning, to be honest. I don't know why it was so hard to do a simple video, but yeah, I really do hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.
For the life.